Good day everyone. In the video, we are covering the 5 best smart light switches on the market, which are the best for you considering some unavoidable factors that you might miss out without this buying guide. Now, we are going to give you an impartial review to find the best from a plenty of irrelevant products. For more info and updated pricing of the products mentioned in the video, make sure to check the links in the description below. So, let's start. Number 1. Our top pick is Leviton Decora Smart Wi-Fi Dimmer, 2nd Gen. The 2nd generation Leviton Decora Smart Wi-Fi Dimmer looks much the same as the original, an unobtrusive paddle switch with a smaller toggle on the right. However, installation is a bit easier in this model. As before, it works with 3-way switches, but Leviton also released an anywhere dimmer, sold separately, which lets you add a secondary light switch without having to connect any wires. The Leviton Decora works with Alexa, Google Assistant HomeKit, August and IFTTT, but it supports fewer smart home systems than Lutron does. The Leviton also lacks the geofencing feature found in Lutron's app. It also lacks two-factor authentication, so we wouldn't recommend using it unless you're pairing it with HomeKit. For those with older homes, Leviton has introduced 2 new smart switches, the Decora No Neutral Dimmer, $49, Amazon, and a No Neutral Switch, $44, Amazon, which work with the Decora Smart Wi-Fi Bridge, $20, Amazon. All are compatible with Alexa, HomeKit, and Google Home, and look to be good, less expensive alternatives to Lutron's lineup. Number 2. Our second best pick is Leviton Decora Smart Wi-Fi Voice Dimmer. There aren't a ton of smart switches with Alexa built in, probably because it's far simpler to just stick an Echo in your room. The Leviton Decora Smart Voice Dimmer with Alexa One UPS the ecobee Switch Plus by the inclusion of a key feature, dimming. Yes, unlike ecobee's on-off switch, Leviton lets you incrementally adjust the brightness of your lights. However, it's not the prettiest of switches. There are 2 flat rectangular buttons for turning your lights on and off, and a small mesh grill on the bottom third for the Alexa speaker. A small rectangular LED at the top lights up blue when you engage Amazon's Smart Assistant, and a small green LED at the bottom of the switch turns on when your lights turn off, so you can more easily find the switch in the dark. The Leviton app isn't the most intuitive, but lets you configure a ton of things. You can specify the bulb type, fade on off rate, and set the dimming range, too. The switch can also be connected to Alexa, Google Assistant, August, IFTTT. However, it lacks two-factor authentication, which is the bare minimum security measure a company should offer. The small speaker in the Decora Smart Switch is good for asking Alexa the news and weather, but not much else. Like the ecobee Switch Plus, it's small and tiny, so listening to music borders on painful. Number 3. Our third best pick is Lutron Aurora. In some households, wall switches control an outlet, rather than a light fixture, so you can plug in a floor or table lamp, and then switch it on or off from your wall, rather than the lamp itself. But if you also use that outlet for devices that have to stay on all the time, like a clock radio, then you have to tape over the wall switch or resort to some other method to keep from accidentally flipping the switch and turning off power to everything connected to the outlet. The Lutron Aurora is a simple, elegant solution to that problem. It clips onto the toggle switch, but links directly to Philips Hue lights, letting you control them by tapping or turning the dial, all while maintaining power to the outlet. While this is a specific use case, and you also need Philips Hue lights, it works well. The company also makes a model for paddle switches as well. Number 4. Our fourth best pick is GE CYNC Smart Switch Motion Sensing Dimmer. The GE CYNC Smart Switch isn't the sexiest or sleekest, but it's the best smart light switch because it gets the job done and is packed with features. The Wi-Fi connected switch works with all kinds of bulbs, has apps for iOS and Android, and lets you control lights with a touch, voice, motion, or remotely via a smartphone. Installation, as with most other smart switches, requires a neutral wire, but it's fairly straightforward. The switch includes an ambient light sensor, so it can be set not to come on in daylight, and a motion sensor to automatically trigger the light. The latter feature worked seamlessly. If you turn it off with the switch, after a few minutes it will engage the motion sensor again, or you can disable the sensor via the app in case you don't want it switched on in the middle of the night. Like other Alexa-enabled switches, it also works with Google Assistant. The dimmer responds to voice commands, but the CYNC Android app needs some work. Setting up an automation for a room is confusing, and it can even be difficult to tell when you've scheduled it to go on and off. At around $70, it's more expensive than most other smart light switches, but the GE's CYNC Smart Switch gives you a lot for the price. Number 5. Our fifth best pick is Philips Hue Dimmer. For those who have outfitted their homes with Philips Hue bulbs or don't want to replace their wall switches, the Philips Hue Dimmer is a handy little device. It can be used as a wireless remote or as a wall switch, but this switch doesn't need any installation, apart from peeling the covering off the adhesive on its back. This switch works with only Hue bulbs, though it's almost magic when it does. Just turn on the light containing the Hue bulb as you normally would, even if it's via a traditional wall switch, then start using the Philips dimmer, and it will automatically work. And don't worry, there's no interference or conflict between the Hue dimmer and your normal wall switch. The magic in the dimmer lies in the Philips Hue bridge, which is required, $59, for the dimmer to work and is required for any Philips Hue system. The Philips Hue app is full of fun controls and creative themes for your Hue bulbs. You can set schedules for your Hue bulbs, which can be controlled by your voice through Amazon Alexa, Google Home, and Apple HomeKit. It's also compatible with a host of other smart home platforms. That's all for now. Don't forget to check the links in the description below. That's all for now. Feel free to share your feedback.
Like, comment and share our video. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon to get more videos like this in future. Thanks for watching.